Welcome to Daf Yerushalmi Ma'asros. Our learning should be a scos for Chaynako Beso Suni Batzar V'Shivyon. Today, for the first and only day, of course, in the Sechta, we started the same place, and both the Art Scroll Zlata edition and the Milne edition, which is Daf Aleph Amud Aleph, right at the top, in the Sechta. Klal Amur B'Maisos. The general business stated by Maisos. Kol Shel Oichel V'Nishmar. Anything which is eaten by human beings, and nishmar, as opposed to hefker, it's preserved for to be cultivated. The human arts and grows from the ground, as opposed, of course, to meat and fish, etc. Mushrooms, for that matter. Chayv b'maiser, zlai b'maiser. Lo klal echad amru. Said another John Bizzle, kol shechlasa ochel b'sofa ochel. Anything which begins as food and ends as food. Even though you refrain from gathering it until it becomes larger, chayav hakotam it's chayav whether it's small or large. The which does not begin is not yet food, but will become eventually food. Eino chayav is not chayav until it becomes ochel and its maturity. Says Gemara, Eiksiv, how does it say it? It says, Aser ta'aser es kol. It says, that's from the Kavanoki, Eiksiv. The way the article has it, first it has a header, Klal Amur B'Maisos Chulei, and then it says, Ksiv, Aser ta'aser. So it doesn't have the word a. Okay, in any event, Siv aser taser es kol tvasarecha. It says you should give meiser on all of your the produce. Kabbalah doesn't have the words tvasarecha. I'll introduce them later, but that's a minor change. It says kol. He has. It doesn't matter. It says kol tvasarecha. Same idea. So I should say everything. I would say everything is chayv b'maisos. But therefore the pasuk says tvuas zarecha. No, only tvuas zarecha. Only something which is planted and produces. Eli ela tvua. I only know grain because tvua normally remains grain. Rinai afakitnis. How to know that legumes are also chayv. Tamaloma es kol. It says es kol riba. So Kavanagh gives a nice summary here. It says there are three types of seeds. One is tavua, and it's the five species of grain, which is wheat, rye, barley, oats, and spelt. The second type is kitnis, legumes, and those are all the seeds which are eaten by human beings, except for produce. Various different types of legumes, such as various different types of beans and peas and lentils, and even rice and millet. And the third type is zirone gina, seeds of the garden. Then these are not, this is from an ornamental garden. It's not suitable for human consumption. And the fruit of that, the seeds themselves are not suitable for human consumption. The fruit of that seed is a machal adam, is eaten by human beings, such as the seeds of onions or garlic and similar growth. Es kol riba. These are two ribuim, and you put the mute of tuas arecha between them, and you make them into a riba miet riba, which is riba hakol. And says Kabnoki, this is the way in Eretz Yisrael in Yerushalmi they darshan this way. He says based in Shvuas Tafei in the Bavli where it says Kila Amri b'Marava that you take the mute and you take the ribuim and surround the mute with ribuim in order to make a riba miet riba. So we say esko riba zirone gina she'ein echad, and then it comes to include that. Well, actually, it's a question. For riba, let's also include zirone gina she'ein echolim, right? The seeds themselves shall not eat. Let's include them in Ma'asros. No, it says. That has to be the produce of your land which you can eat, as opposed to the seeds which cannot be eaten. Again, even though the produce will be in, the seeds can't be in there, but the seeds are not chayiv in Trumas and Maasros. Yochel af Yerokos. So what about vegetables? Are they chayiv in Maasros D'Oraisa? Siv hayotzei hasodeh shana v'shana. So it's something which comes out yearly, an annual production, and evidently vegetables do not come out specifically year after year after year. So I guess they're not a yearly crop. They come out when they come out, something along those lines. Haketa. So how do we learn in the final analysis of this pasuk? Told me derived from everything which we just learned. Dabashu ochel, something which is edible, as it is now, as opposed to so which is edible like Zeragina. V'nishmar, it's cultivated. The minarta grows from the ground. Ismay nishmunim min hadah. And some people wanted to learn it from the following mode of derivation. Slightly a different one. The Tanya we learned. I bet you the Tanya is not in the. It's Kavanaki word, not in the regular Mises. Aser taser es kol. It says aser taser that includes everything, right? Tvas arecha is prat. That's a specification. Cloud prat a machal mashav prat. If you have a cloud prat, general principle is the cloud only goes in the prat, which is just tvas arecha. Mainly elo. Okay, I only know tuvua, kitnis minayin. How do we know also kitnis? Legumes tamlo rechol ma'asara oretz. Zera oretz. The in the Kabbalah's version says zera oretz. In the article of Vadar the Vilna it says mizera oretz. But in any event, this includes the other types of zera. Rabos zera shum, to include the seed of garlic, shchilaim, cress, and gargir. This is gargir is rocket in English, which helps a great deal. In any event, yachal sheni marbe zera luf ha'elyon. Does it come to exclude luf, which is in English aram? I don't know that helps you very much either. Let's see what the article translates as. He doesn't. Luf hashaita. Okay, that's not helpful. So zera Yoshemar zera lufa ha'elyon zera krishin. And the seeds of krishin, which is a type of onion, leek, as we know in English, shchelayim, which is I think we said it's a cress. Let's go right back. Yoshali marba zera lufa elyon zera krishin zera besolim, and the seeds of onions zera lephes, the seeds of turnips. Snonos and of radishes, and all other seeds of the garden which cannot be eaten, the seeds themselves cannot be eaten. Tamulomar mi zeraretz, from the zeraretz, for local zeraretz, and not all of the zeraretz. So logic dictates it should be the zera nechal, not zera she'eno nechal. Yochan she'emar becharuve shita. So do I skip? Sorry. Pre-oitz, the rabbis pre-yila. Pre-oitz comes to include the fruit tree. Yachshir barber charuve shita v'tzamon of charuve gigada. These are types of carrots which evidently are not normally eaten. Shita and tzamona and garuda are different places, and they're not so edible. Tama mi pre-oitz v'lo pre-oitz. Again, mi pre-oitz v'lo pre-oitz. The ones which are not edible are not included in Mises. Yerokos minayin. What about vegetables? Isi ben Akavi Omer, Maisus Lirokas Librahim. There is no vegetable, Maisus vegetable. It's only a din de rabbanon. Okay, then we have, go back on where it says, Vin Nishmar. Amrav Chisda said, Hifkir Kama. If you may Hifkir with a base, Yerushalmi is like Hifkir with a pay in the Bavli. If you made your Kama, your standing grain Hefker, because of a Zachaba, and you were, and then you were Zocher again. So when your Choser Zocher in it is the while it's still standing grain. It was standing grain, connected to the ground. You were mafkir and you were zoicha again in it. V'avar v'hivish yemenu truma, and you then violated and you separated from it truma. The it's a violation because it's separated prematurely. Because you're not supposed to separate the truma while it's still in the bundles, but rather only after miruach, after you smooth the pile, after you've done the malachos of separating the stalks and the kernels from the chaff, etc. So truma, it is valid truma, and certainly if you did a kedin after miruach, raise the truma after the pile. Hifka shibolim, if you're mafkir the shibolim, the stalks of chazar bezacha bahen, and you were so this already shibolim already cut, right? You're mafkir, and then you zacha them again. Vavar v'ishmeim truma, and then you were over again before miruach. You separate from them truma. Eino truma, it's not valid truma. As it's going to say, Gemara is going to explain, simply at that stage, that the miruach is valid truma. Mabe kama shibbolim, what's the difference between the shibbolim? Kama are the standing stalks in the ground and the sheaves. Kama achloiv kira, the standing stalks in the ground before you mafkir it. Ava v'rishimenu truma, ain't no truma. If you took off truma at that point, it's nothing. It's still connected to the ground. It's not nira, so therefore it can't be nidcha. Only something which is nira, which is suitable, can be nidcha, can be rejected. It's not yet nira, so therefore it can't be rejected. Shibolim, actually, the sheaves, before you mafkir them, if you inappropriately took up truma at that stage, truma, I raise a truma. It is valid truma. So therefore, it is considered to be nira, and then nidcha, and pushed aside. So therefore, nira v'nidcha, b'chakach nira, that's not considered to be chayiv in truma. Only when, in other words, miruach. So then there's another new shasachil. And visibly that shasachil, there was never decoy. So evidently there are two shasachil by grain. This guy Menaki is chiddush, a little bit of a chiddush at least. The shibolim stage was missed. It was nira v'nidcha. Therefore, shubay nira as sheaves, but it could still be nira again and chayiv again as a result of the miruach which comes afterwards. And I believe that brings us. No, we're still on alpha base. Bate. Milan Rabbanan Pligin. So, I skip, sorry. Rabbi Chanina b'shem Rav Chisda said, Af behekdesh came. It's true also behekdesh. In other words, hekdesh is like hefker. Same principle. Okay? Hekdesh and redemption is like hefker being zoicha again. Milan Rabbanan Pligin, from the rabbis subsequently, which are Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yana, and Rabbi Ila, argue on that Rabbi Chanina and Rav Chisda, Af behekdesh came. Then Rabbi Yochanan, Yana, Ubal Levi, the Levi comes and gets meiser from because he has no portion and allocation with you. He gets from that which you have and he doesn't have. Which now you have to give him. Yotzo leket, so leket, she yot chaviyot shavimba, which both of you have a yad. In other words, Levi and Yisrael have yad, so it's exempt from Equal yatzer if it's part from mice. It's part from meiser. Yatzer yonchab yod shumbo. He leket yishchil peah, and that's true about leket shicha and peah, all the same. You hefker is hefker as well. But Rabbi Yochanan, this Rabbi Yochanan said, Chabura is a makshel. Chabura would ask the question, Hare hekdesh, the ein yod chabiyodo shavim. Later on, it's going to explain why hekdesh is ein yod chabiyodo shavim. We don't explain it yet. According to this, there should be chayev in Shumas Ma'asros. Kimi sheyod chabiyod shavim. So the Gemara says no. It's his iput yavcha b'yado shavim, and therefore you pater because hekdesh is a pater from, and that's a hekdesh pater from Ramaisa. Now, why should that be the case? We're gonna have to we still haven't explained yet why it's. We thought it's yado b'yado shavim, and then we don't think it's yado b'yado. First we thought it's yavcha b'yado shavim, then we think it's not yavcha b'yado shavim, but that we'll leave that. It's already on base Amud Aleph, so. We're ready to make some out, so therefore we will leave it till tomorrow.